What's up, YouTube land? We're having a treat here. So I just finished the 6th quest in Saga Frontier, and in between, I'm going to take a break with another game we've been meaning to do for a long time. So we did Fear Effect 1 on this channel in 2018. Just looked it up. So if you're curious about Fear Effect 1, the whole playthrough is already up on here. Here's the interesting thing about Fear Effect 2. It's a prequel!
This is the game that I remember way more than Fear Effect 1.
Yes, I agree. As I was playing it, I had the exact same thought. I was like, wow, I remember this game way more than Fear Effect 1 for some reason. I don't know if I played it more or what. So, we're going to watch the opening cutscene, and then I'm going to go over the general gameplay stuff. Fear Effect is one of the more interesting games really ever made. In terms of its gameplay, it's really unlike anything else. Besides obviously Fear Effect 1. I really cannot think of many games that fit exactly like this.
If I had to describe it very bluntly, I would say it's a mix between Resident Evil and like those, Out of This World or like...
Right, like an FMV kind of game.
Like those FMV games, a lot of times you can die really easily too.
Yes.
So it's sort of a mix between like a cinematic, like you can really die easily, like Out of the World game and Resident Evil. But that's like selling the game way short.
This is a gift from our maker.
The age before subtitles.
The rest of the game has subtitles.
Oh, yes.
But left the end of our being untold.
Ooh, don't like that.
That uncertainty torments us. And how could it be otherwise? For without knowing the end, how are we to make sense of the beginning? And all those moments in between our lives?
Oh, I don't like this. I know, we're both looking away.
The only thing worse is the Dead Space 2 eye scene.
Yep. Man, just like injecting essentially water.
It reminds me of the first Matrix movie. Remember when Neo has that like weird bug go into his like belly button?
Yep.
I can barely watch that scene.
Something's wrong. Yeah.
Man, the age of the PS1 was so magical where games like this can get greenlit and funded and published by like a major studio.
So we dream and we ponder in pseudo-enlightened and spiteful reflections of our maker. We drown in desperation, hoping by chance to uncover this grand finale. Only then will we be able to weave the fragmented moments of our existence together.
They deserve it.
Yeah, in this case, it's like, yeah, alright. So this game is about as mature as humanly possible.
The apparent
oh, here we go.
Why?
I didn't watch this earlier, but it certainly looks like this is just literally softcore you know what.
There's a lot of fan service between the two main female leads. I forget their names though.
Hannah and Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say this game is a mixture of Resident Evil, Heart of Darkness for PS1, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey maybe kind of thing,
yeah.
And yeah, it's just very unique. So we're going to make sure subtitles are on, thank goodness. I think I have to turn this on every time.
Yeah, Oddworld might even be like a better merger game to Resident Evil because it's like...
We're playing on normal.
It still has that like very easy to die, like cinematic sort of thing.
Save beacon, I'll show you once we start up, but essentially puts a little marker on the ground where you can save. And which is something they implemented for this game, and not as far as I can tell in the first. So let's get started. We're just going to get straight into this. We're going to watch this opening cutscene, and then when we get to the actual gameplay, I'm going to take just a minute to kind of explain how stuff work. The control scheme is also extremely unique, as is the health system is extremely unique. I'm sure other games have copied it, but I can't think of too many games quite like it. So this is Deke, the Australian guy from Fear Effect 1. As I said, this is a prequel. Because in Fear Effect 1, he definitely dies very badly. I don't think that's a spoiler, considering we played it 5 years ago, and I mentioned go watch that if you want
why
to.
would you watch Fear Effect 2? Watch the first one. It's there.
Yeah, the game itself is, if you want to watch it, go watch it. It's awesome. It's just ridiculous.
Me and Spencer like 2 better, but 1 is still very good.
Yeah, I feel like I remember bigger stuff from 2. 1 has some super iconic scenes, though. So this is the main character, Hana, although you play as 4 different characters, I believe. It was 3 in the first game. She is a lady of the night with
According to our
polygonal,
intelligence,
you know
the
what.
exchange will take place tomorrow. Once you obtain the intact marker and safely deliver it to us, you'll find the remainder of your fee waiting. More importantly, with the marker in our possession, my team will at last be able to fix your condition permanently.
So he has some sort of disease they're going to say in a minute. In fact, right now.
A psychotic dying of ends and drunken a
Ends, which I don't know if they go into more. I'm only about an hour into the game.
Keep this short, Hana. This call is on prime time, right?
I'll email you the extra
Dude,
dollar,
Jen is
Jen.
awesome.
I've got the case.
Where's Lung?
Swimming.
Okay. Drop it off at the usual place and I'll wire you your share. Now say thank you, Mr. G.
I'll only say that at your funeral.
Dude, I love how this game looks so much.
It does look so good.
The character designs remind me of like a Western
What are
like
you
Mega
yakking
Man
about
Legends with like sort of like using like JPEGs for like animation
I never
on their faces.
saw the movie, but it gives me Aeon
stinking
Flux
advocates out of my
vibes,
life,
although this
Jen.
might have been before
Consider it
Aeon
investment
Flux.
advice. You're
The
gonna need to
anime.
bring a tech head with you on this one.
It's
I'll
kinda
fill you
like-
in on the final details
Like you
later.
mentioned Matrix earlier, it's an anime that it was like a big MTV thing in the early 2000s.
Is there an Aeon Flux like
Was it worth
Xbox
dying
game?
for?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the correct name, Aeon Flux.
Unforeseen complication, Hama. Now listen carefully. I'm only going
All
to
right.
do this once.
Trust
So,
me, Jen.
this
the
is
less I talk to
the
you, the better.
Stuff we have to do when it gets in. It's gonna sound really confusing, but it's not so bad.
Okay, forget it. Back to business. Tonight is the annual Christmas formal at the Wing Chun campus. I thought it would be more fun if you two crashed the party. There are 4 sets of DNA sequences scattered in different labs on the 86th floor of the South Tower. You'll be stealing them. Check the package. You'll find 2 flash discs and 2 very expensive forged invitation bracelets that'll get you girls into the shindig. The first disc contains a genetic sequence that's missing the 4 sets of links that
Aeon
you'll be
Flux
taking
was
to Wing
2005.
Chun. The other
And there is
disc
an Xbox
is a
version.
hunter program
Okay.
encoded to seek out the surveillance.
So yeah, this
system
was-
it was
access
produced by
codes from the
MTV,
80th and
specifically that
86th
one.
Okay,
So-
yeah, that is
You'll
it.
need to go
But yeah,
to
the
80th
general
floor
look of
to
it reminds me
bypass
of it.
the security system on the 86th floor. The only way to have free access on the 80th floor is to create a loop in the surveillance video at the central security hub in the basement. Rain will need to take care of the elevator access there as well. The key card that will get Rain into Wing Chun's basement.
There is a
inside
lot
the
they're going
package
over.
at
It
his
sounds
reception
awful,
garden.
What's
but
the
you do it
unforeseen
piece by piece.
complication?
The only way into the garden undetected is through the underground aqueduct system.
And that's where we're starting.
Not the aqueducts.
It bypasses all their electronic checkpoints. Find the district utility maintenance hub in the aqueduct and have Rain hack for the access codes.
That's why you told us to come in by sea. So what else didn't you get me?
Just a hair and some fingerprints. You'll need to charm those after Dr. Liu at the party. He should be easy to spot. Just look for the richest man in the planet.
I know what he looks like, Jen. After his claims of
But we
discovering the
don't-
gene that causes ends, everybody does.
Yeah, I think he's for cow-do, but what do I know? You need his fingerprints to gain access to the high security levels via the elevator. Then use his hair and prints to issue a genetic keycard from the security analyst lab on the 86th floor.
Anything else?
There's a package for you in the
Got it?
elevator shaft.
It's funny that we just finished Twin Snakes. This gives me
Hey,
MGS
just enjoy the
vibes.
party.
Except Hannah
So
has
what's
a
the exit
personality.
plan?
Exit plan? You don't get an exit plan for 15%. But how's this? Try going out the front door.
Fine,
Jiggles.
fine. You never make things easy, do you? Uh-oh. Let me guess.
This is Rain.
Jen made last-minute changes to the plan, right? Yes and no. Here's the deal. Jen says...
This reminds me of Siberia, that Sega Saturn game,
Yeah.
so much. Although Siberia was before this.
You have to do that game.
I know eventually. It's just going to be so annoying to learn.
It's going to be a million hours of trial and error. Up, I died. Up, I died. Up, I
This is
died.
it.
I bet the game itself is like 30 minutes long.
Testing. Testing. Hear me okay, Hannah?
Loud and clear.
All right. I'm going to look for the district maintenance hub and download the codes for the.
So our goal
88
today is to get
floor.
through the
See if you
underground
can locate the
aqueducts.
exit hatch. Last one out of the aqueduct buys the champagne.
Deal. I'll even give you a head start.
Okay. So as you can tell, this game uses the backgrounds are full FMVs.
The entire
And there, you can tell after about 3 to 4 seconds it repeats to save on disk space. It is tank controls, so when I'm running, I kind of turn around like this. You know how those tank controls are. To use, you press triangle. To switch between your different items, you press square and circle. That goes left and right.
Holy crap, you start with stuff.
You start with a lot of stuff. It's nice. So to equip the pistols, you go to them and press triangle. Or to equip anything, you go to and press triangle. And we're going to start off, even though we don't fight enemies for a little bit.
Man, this game looks so cool.
It does. Everything about it's
Besides
just so
my
cool.
blood pressure, we've got a blackout in the next sector, and the lock mechanism circuit is fried.
So like it is with
Just
every game
blast
like this,
through them.
everything
Great
possible
idea.
goes wrong.
Was the 40 pounds of C4 packed in your backpack or mine?
Real funny, smartass. Now what?
I'll try to bypass the circuit. There's got to be a generator somewhere. See if you can find it and bring it back online.
Done. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, so we have some things to do as Hana. We have to unlock that door, essentially.
Yeah, and the character animations are exactly like Mega Man Legends, where it's just a blank template, and then they use like JPEGs as like animation frames.
Now, these spots right here, do you see that little greenish circle right there? When I turned on save area, that essentially just shows me where this is. To save, you go to cellular phone. It says cellular phone, not cell phone, because this is from like the year 2000. And we're going to create a new slot just for the heck of it. And
the golden years before the iPhone existed.
This game, you have to save quite literally constantly. You can die in a second, even on normal. So this is our first instances of enemies. If you look at the upper, you'll see how there's that little, a reticule that appears there. That's telling you that you are aimed correctly at the enemy and you can hit them. So, if you are not, because this is a third-person, weird FMV kind of game, if you're not aimed correctly, it will not showcase the reticule. When you see that reticule, you can shoot.
And like Spencer said, you die really easily, and like, because the game called Fear Effects, your health is literally like your heart rate. Sort of like Resident Evil, but like it can go down without you actually getting hit if you just get scared.
There are no health items in this game. Essentially, as you kill enemies, your health gets a little bit better.
You get less scared.
You get less scared. And when an enemy's nearby, which you'll see one soon, you'll see in the upper left there is a there's like a heartbeat there. So this is the first item we use, this metal hook, to open up whatever the crap, I guess a grease trap this is? Whatever. There is, we have a yellow key card now. Alright.
Oh yeah, and they only show you the health bar when enemies are around, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's a good indicator to see if enemies are around.
The only way you get your health back is when you get to new... So, this game constantly switches between characters, and when you switch to a new character... Oh, sorry, wrong button.
It's over.
You get, yeah. I should have a million bullets at the end of this, but we'll see.
Oh, weren't you talking about playing a Plague Tale recently? Isn't that the game with a million rats?
Yes.
We're gonna have another moment like that in this.
Yep.
Ooh, I like it when you're bossy.
Not the whole game, but
Yeah,
yes,
just one.
there's lots of rats. I'm not saving a ton right now, because there's not a ton that can happen to you. But in a bit, we'll be saving like every 15 seconds, because why not? Especially, I don't want to waste our valuable LP time. Okay, so there's going to be some enemies up here, and I'll show you a little bit more of how the shooting and all that stuff works. So you can hear the enemy, obviously, but you see in the upper left that health bar is there. That shows you that enemy's around. The reticule's not there because I'm not looking at him yet. Now I am. Uh-oh. I'm honestly surprised I'm not more hurt. Okay. Luckily, enemies drop bullets all the time forever. And you fight an awful lot of enemies in this game.
Yeah, this game isn't like resource management intensive like Resident Evil. It's more like you get to a room and don't die in 2 seconds.
In fact, I'll die at some point. The game over screen is just so quick. It's just like game over, and then it says load your last save, and it loads it in like half a second. Because this game honestly does. I was thinking about today. It honestly expects you to die. Like it just does.
Oh yeah.
It just expects you to die.
This game definitely is like a Heart of Darkness sort of game for sure. I think they did that on purpose because a game like this, like everything being FMVs for every single screen in the game, like so much time and effort. So they want you to look at stuff more.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of like Cuphead in that way, where like Cuphead's like animation is so insane, like everything's hand drawn. So that's why they made the game like a boss gauntlet, like you having to redo stuff like a million times because they want you to look at everything.
And I get it. And this game, even nowadays, 20-something years later, I think this is from the... Oh. Hello?
It's just that...
Oh, I died. Well, that goes to show you how fast it is.
Yeah. I remember that.
It literally just says game over, and then watch this. Boom. So yeah, this game... Oh, another thing. When you die, it, you don't have any weapons equipped. It's so stupid. The thing exploded near me, so it, like...
Well,
Oh, died. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to switch over for now for the assault rifle and just take these out real quick. Okay. You can kind of see them working up there. Alright. I prefer not to do that, but again, I played this earlier today and I had like 8 billion bullets at the end.
Nuh-uh. I remember specifically this first section of this game a lot, but I'm not sure if I remember like much after it.
So if I had a major complaint about this game, it would be the opening part isn't the most memorable thing in the world, and I think it could have started a little bit stronger. Like, I see exactly what they were going with, but it's not like a big, crazy set piece.
Yeah, it's literally the sewer level immediately.
Right. So you get the sewer level out of the way right away. It's not a bad thing, but usually with a game you want to start with something like really crazy.
The exit's jacked. I'm taking the section across from here. No choice.
I think you should stay put. I'll move ahead and get the codes from the district hub. Then I'll see if
So now we're going to switch over to Rain.
Just be careful.
And when we switch over to Rain, we get a new life bar as Rain. And then when we switch back to Hana, we get a new life bar as Hana.
Uh-oh.
I'm in. Yup. Alright, so he turned on these, which is just great. It's not the worst thing in the world. You can, and in fact I probably will, strong arm it.
Fear Effect 1 is also completely full of these, where it's like, remember the pattern or die instantly.
Yes, this one, luckily, I think so far, only an hour into the game, Fear Effect 2 is less hardcore than Fear Effect 1. I remember some parts when I was playing Fear Effect 1 where I was literally like, I don't know how I'm supposed to get past this.
At the end of Fear Effect 1, I remember that game being so trial and error.
Oh yeah, when you're in hell. Bye!
Oh, you didn't instantly die.
Oh, I'm about to. I'm surprised that worked. I did that very quickly. I forgot to, obviously, collect, or put my guns on, which is something you always want to remember to do. Oh, great. We instantly have this room. Awesome. Well, luckily they do have save points, as you can tell, quite constantly. Because again, this game expects you to die, but it's also very fair.
Yes.
Alright, so this I'm just gonna run through.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than games being trial and error, but giving you a save point every, like, hour. It's like...
I might get hit once. Nice. Yeah, I don't think I would like this game if it didn't have save points so readily available, to be honest.
So, like, a year or two ago, I played through all of Neo, which is kind of like just another flavor of Dark Souls. And I'm not, like, a super hardcore gamer. I really don't like those games that much, but that was a game that made me extremely mad all the time. But it was one of those games where I'd be like, I'm done. I am done with this game, and I turn off the PS4, and, like, I come back, and I just stop playing for, like, a day or two, and I just, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I can't give up. I can't let this game win, and I'd always come back every single time.
Wait, what? No. Hello?
But that was the sort of, like, trial and error sort of game that I hate.
I know.
So these guys are like, what's the deal with these guys?
They're scared, but they're also shooting you. Once you finish... I'm just gonna switch to this. Once you finish this room, then they cower in fear from you. But only this one. So they were obviously just slaughtered by a mixture of those robot enemies are called fixers, and then another unseen bad guy that we will see in a second. Well, not in a second.
Dude, the speedrun scratch. Just hold forward.
Yeah, I find it works somehow. Which is weird. I don't know if they meant for that. Although you do have to run through that room backwards at some point, and that does not work the same way, and you definitely get hit at least once, but I'm like, okay. Otherwise, you literally just have to, like...
at least it's not instant death. Man, this assault rifle's so much better than handguns, even dual handguns.
Alright. So, that is the big room of a lot of enemies, so... Gib everything. Let's see, one more thing over here. I can't...
To the right. It's like hidden.
Oh, I think I see it.
From the screen transition.
There we go.
There's also another one.
Yeah, whatever. We're not that down bad.
But you can see it's like floating to the left right there.
Yeah.
Matters.
That's the one I actually tried to get earlier. So now they don't fight against you.
That's good.
And there's no morality system. I could shoot him if I wanted to, but why bother? It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, Hannah and Rain are not good people, so it doesn't matter.
Get. Yeah. I know we died like 3 or 4 times. We're not doing super bad.
No,
right now.
this game is, yeah. They expect you to die, expect you to say it over and over again.
Nope. Not bad.
Maybe I went too far. I might have went too far.
Do we get to play as the Australian guy in this game?
At some point.
Does he say, "Not bloody likely"?
I think so.
That's my favorite thing from Fair Effect 1.
Get out of here, mate. Oh, I might have to go over to that other room. Oops. That's another problem with like an aqueduct / whatever this would be level, is everything looks kind of the same.
Yeah, I agree with Spencer. It's weird that the game starts like this. It's kind of low key and whatever, and just gets you into it. But I could see a lot of people getting turned off by just the sewer level.
Well, I was just having flashbacks of being like, wow, I did this part over and over again, because quite frankly, it's pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, is this? No, nothing in here yet. But yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, there can be a lot going on. All right.
Uh-oh.
That's right.
Warning, foreign device detected. Invalid access codes for 80th and 86th floor. Automatic lockdown procedures commencing. Countdown in progress.
Okay, so we have to set it so it says 80 and 86, okay? And using, like, these different parts of it.
Spencer's using his intellect right now.
Uh-huh.
He's not looking at his phone at all.
So that's, looks like 80th? I don't know. I think this is, I don't like this one very much. This puzzle. And that looks like it's 86? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, and the 6 has the, I get what they're going for.
Yeah, yeah. It's just weird because one of the things I think is broken, like, purposefully on it, like, it doesn't show up correctly. Okay. So now we unlocked that. Okay. Another thing I really like about this game is there's no secret as to, where... How do I put this? Where items are.
Yeah, because they're always floating.
They're always floating, so you're not like, oh, I missed something. It's also one of those games where there's not, like, secret things. It's not like, oh, you missed this thing to go to the secret end boss or whatever, you know? But I really do like it. Obviously, with that one that was floating there, I couldn't see it because of the camera angle, but,
Yeah, like I said, this game, is not resource intensive like Resident Evil. It more cares about, like, the enemy it throws at you and just the environments.
Yes.
More than being a survival horror game. This is just pure action.
Yeah.
With, like, you
With
know,
horror elements. Yes. Yes, for sure. Hi. Okay, this is stupid as heck. Alright, so we have to start with blue, which is this right here. So D equals 3, F is 1, C is 4, B is 5. Should do that. Okay. The next up is yellow. So C is 4, then
Oh, this
3,
is the most basic puzzle ever.
then 1. Yeah, this is really basic.
The only, like, difficulty is just reading the faded out JPEG on the top right.
Which I didn't do correct. C is 4, B is 5, F is 1, E is 2, okay. And then red is E is 2, D is 3, C is 4, E is... Or no, wait, I did that wrong, sorry. I'm looking at something different. E is 4, D is 3, no. I feel really stupid. Oh, E is 2. E is 2,
Yeah.
D is 3, C is 4, 5, 1. Okay. Felt really dumb there for a sec.
At least it's better than Dino Crisis 1 puzzles. I was
Yes.
thinking about that game the other day, and Dino Crisis 1 is like a game that I want to love. I literally did an LP on that, by the way. But, like, the puzzles and, like, the area design is so bad in that game.
So bad.
It's so
This is
trash.
another super easy one. You just put the numbers that add to the other numbers. Do you know math? Wait.
Spencer doesn't know math.
Which I guess as a kid this would be tough, but also this game is super mature, so you should not be playing this as a kid, even though we did. Whoops!
Our dad's rules were very strange. The only thing we weren't allowed to, like, do is wrestling. Like, watching wrestling on TV.
But, like, this game would be fine. Didn't really matter. I mean, the front cover of it is literally, like, Hannah with her boobs out and Rain in the background. So, like, it's not like it's, like, pretending what it is, you know what I mean? Like, it's telling you right away, like, this is exactly what this game is. Alright, so, A Plague Tale, Innocence, and Requiem. Let's do it. Radio. This literally seems fine, though. Alright, so, okay. I just had to remember what quick turn is.
Oh my god.
We did it, lads. And just so I don't have to do that again.